Hi friends, and today we can discuss account current. Okay, account current completely. First, let us discuss the theory part related to account current, and also we can discuss the illustration from ICA study material. Complete average due to illustrations and practical questions that have been uploaded. You can watch through playlist. So, what is an account current? So, account current simply means it is a statement sent by one party to the another party. Say example, number of transactions are taking place in between the two parties. Generally, by all the transactions, the other party may become a debtor or other party may become a creditor in our books. So we know how to prepare a personal account. And of course, it is also very similar to the preparation of a personal account. But because of different transactions, if other party became a debtor, otherwise he became a creditor in our books for each and every transaction, and we would like to consider a particular rate of interest, and we want to settle the overall balance at the end of some stipulated time, let us say 3 months or 6 months, and we would like to settle the amount for all the transactions which have taken place between you and to the other party. Say example, you actually started the transactions on January 1st. So for a period of 6 months, some transactions are taken place between you and to the other party. So till the June 30, whatever the transactions taken place, because of all the transactions, as I said, he became a debtor in our books or he can become a creditor in your books. For all the transactions which have taken place, either a debtor or creditor, for each and every item interest, certain agreed rate of interest is being considered, so that even they can settle their account even after 3 months, after 6 months, even after 1 year, there is no problem, because all the debit credit items are being considered a particular agreed rate of interest by both the parties. So from the date of transaction to the date of settlement, take the number of days. For all the number of days, interest to be considered. So debit items interest considered, credit items also interest is considered, so that there is no problem at all to settle the account, and even after 3 months, 6 months, even any time they may take it, no problem, because all the debit credit items they have been considered with the agreed rate of interest, so by both the parties. Okay, so that is what simply we can say account current. It is always sent by one party to the another party, just like a personal account. All the transactions are recorded just like a personal account, but all the debit and credit items, whatever they are recorded, they have been considered agreed rate of interest, so that there will not be any loss of interest to both the parties, even the personal account being settled after 3 months, even 6 months, even 1 year. So they may take any amount of time, no problem. So any time they may take it, and if simply there will not be loss of interest to both the parties. And very importantly, because all the debit items are considered the agreed rate of interest, and all the credit items also considered agreed rate of interest. So very importantly, how we are going to put the heading here. It is a statement sent by one party to the another party for a particular period of time, considering all the debit items agreed rate of interest, all the credit items also will be considered, so by the agreed rate of interest. So very importantly, how to put the heading. So while putting the heading, just you how to, heading is very important here. The person who will prepare the account current, his name should be written at the end. The account current is always prepared by whom, and his name should be written at the end. Whose account current is prepared, and his name should be written in the beginning. Say example, Chiranjeevi prepared account current of Pawan Kalyan. Chiranjeevi prepared account current of Pawan Kalyan. Heading Pawan Kalyan in account current with Chiranjeevi. So who is preparing always should be written at the end. Whose account current is prepared written always in the beginning. Say example, Venkatesh an account current with prepared by Nagarjuna. Venkatesh account current prepared by Nagarjuna. Heading Venkatesh in account current with Nagarjuna. So who will prepare, and all his name should be written at the end. Whose account current is prepared, his name should be written in the beginning. Okay, so therefore in that case and moreover always we should, the person who is preparing, and we should assume that's what you are the same person. Say example, Chiranjeevi prepared account current of Pawan Kalyan, entry Pawan Kalyan with account current with Chiranjeevi, but you are Chiranjeevi there. So you are Chiranjeevi, and every transaction should be think that from Chiranjeevi point of view. Means who are preparing that account current, from his point of view transactions you have to think it. Okay, right. So in that way how to consider, actually there are two methods to calculate the prepare a statement of account current. So for each and every transaction, and interest table method will be there. In case of interest table method, for particular amount, for how many number of days, agreed rate of interest, the table will give the interest. Directly you can take that interest. But when the interest tables are not available, then it is somewhat difficult, because for every transaction we need to calculate the interest. So interest tables are available, there is no problem. When interest tables are not available, and then you have to calculate interest for every transaction, it will be difficult. Then you have to go for products method. So anyhow, first sum we can go for the interest table method as well as products method also. So interest table method means you have to calculate for every transaction interest once, whereas for products method you have to calculate interest only once. Okay, only once interest to be calculated. First sum I will explain by both the ways, interest table method, products method also. First let us go to the interest tables method. Okay, if table is available, okay, otherwise you have to calculate interest for every transaction separately. Prepare account current for Nath Brothers in respect of the following transactions with Shyam. These are the transactions taken place in between Nath Brothers and also Shyam. The account current to be prepared, it is to be prepared up to February 1st. You are given so many transactions which have taken place between both of them. So 365 days to be considered while calculating 6% interest agreed both the parties. So it is to be prepared up to February 1st. Prepare account for Nath Brothers. We have to prepare for Nath Brothers. Whose account current? Shyam account current to be prepared. We have to prepare for Nath Brothers means from Nath Brothers point of view, how to think. Whose account current should be prepared? Shyam in account current. Therefore, heading will be Shyam in account current with Nath Brothers. So we are simply Nath Brothers, and we are preparing Shyam in account current. Always every transaction should be considered from Nath Brothers point of view. Okay, simply we are Nath Brothers, we are preparing Shyam account. How we are going to write all the transactions? Let us simply put the heading Shyam in account current with Nath Brothers within bracket up to February 1st. Up to February 1st and 2016. Agreed rate of interest at the rate of 6% per annum. I said that in interest table method you have to calculate interest for every transaction, or you have to take the support of interest tables if they are available. If tables are not available, you have to calculate interest for every transaction separately. But I said that the same sum if you may work out by products method, but in products method you need to calculate only once interest. So mostly everybody will follow products method, but if tables are available you may follow interest table method also. Now I said that from whose point of view you have to think. We are preparing Nath Brothers point of view, we have to think who is preparing. Nath Brothers is preparing. Whose account current is preparing? Shyam account current is preparing. So the entry will you may put the heading like this: Shyam and account current with Nath Brothers. Therefore, how Nath Brothers will prepare the account current to Shyam, right? Now let us see one by one transaction. I said that for every transaction we should think from Nath Brothers point of view. First, 2015 September 16th, goods sold to Shyam. Entry simply like personal account you have to post. Shyam account deduct to sales. This is nothing but Shyam account. 2015 September 16th, in the Shyam account, 2 sales. Generally the transaction date itself will be a due date unless it is given separate due date. If separate due date is given, you may take here. If separate due date not given, the transaction date itself will be a due date. Okay, sometimes credit period may be given 1 month or 2 months like that. Then the due date will be different, transaction date will be different. Okay, from the due date and to the settlement date, you need to calculate the number of days every time, and interest also to be calculated in that way. So, but here separate due date is given October 1st. That's why you have to take October 1st. If separate due date is not given, the transaction date itself will be the due date. So amount you may take here 200 rupees. Now we need to calculate the number of days from October 1st to due date to February 1st. It is given that 365 days in a year. October 1st means in the October 30 days till November, December, January and February 1st. And if you check it, the number of days, it would be 123 days. Take 123 days. And obviously you have to calculate amount into number of days by 365 into rate 6%, that's all. Then 200 into 123 by 365 into simply 6%. This is looking 4.04. You can take here interest 4.04. In that way, every transaction to be entered into the Sham account, thereby you have to calculate interest. If interest tables are available, you can take directly that interest. If tables are not available, and then we need to go for calculation of interest for every transaction separately. But of course, in products method, as I said, you have to calculate only once, right? So therefore, 2016 February, 2015 September 16th over. Next, October 1st. Cash received from Sham. Entry cash account returned to Sham. So in the Sham buy cash, simply in the Sham account we need to write it. So this is 2015 October 1st. There is no any separate due date, so you have to take the due date also same October 1st. And obviously the amount is 90. Okay, and there is no separate due date, same date you can take as a due date also, and therefore number of days it will be same 123, because the earlier also same date, therefore you will get the same 123 days here. Therefore let us calculate 90 into 123 by 365 into 6%. Okay, then you can check it how much it is. 1.819. You may take 1.82. 1.82 we may take it. Come to the next transaction, October 21st. Goods purchased from Sham. Entry purchase account returned to Sham. In the Sham account by purchases. October 21st. By purchases. By purchases. Separate due date given December 1st. Amount 500 rupees. Let us calculate the number of days first from December 1st. So in the December how many days? 30. January 31. February 1st. So it should be 62 days. Take the 62 days. And again amount into number of days by 365 into rate. 500 into 62 by 365 into 6%. Okay, look at that. This is 5.09. We can say 5.1. We may take it as 5.1. Okay, come back to the next transaction. What is the next transaction? October 21st. Later November 1st. Paid to Sham. Entry Sham account returned to cash. In the Sham to cash. November 1st. To cash. To cash. So 330. No separate due date is given, so you can take the same November 1st, the due date. Obviously from November 1st you need to calculate in November still how many days? 29 days. November, December 31, January 31, February 1st. So therefore we can say here number of days 92. 92. Let us calculate again amount into number of days by 365 into rate. 330 into 92 by 365 into 6%. So therefore we can say 4.99. Otherwise we can take this is 5. This is what we can say, it is 5. and go to the next transaction. What is the next transaction after November 1st? December 1st again paid to Sham. December 1st paid to Sham. Sham account retired to cash. Sham account retired to cash. And 330. Again separate due date is not given, therefore you can take the same December 1st. Take the December 1st number of days to settlement February 1st. December 1st in the sense in the December 30, January 31, February 1. So for number of days it would be 62. Take the number of days. Here it is 62. Again calculate the interest amount into number of days by 365 into rate. That is 330 into 62 by 365 into 6%. This is 3.36. We can take this is 3.36. And look at the next transaction after the December 1st. December 5th, goods purchased from Sham. Entry purchase account retired to Sham. In the Sham buy purchases, December 5th, buy purchases 500, separate due date given for that January 1st. Obviously in the January remaining 30 days, in February 1, 31 days you may take here. Let us calculate the interest amount into number of days by 365 into rate. So therefore 500 into 31 by 365 into 6%. Therefore it is 2.547, 2.55. We can take 2.55. 2.55 we can take it. Look at the next transaction. What is the next transaction? December. Next transaction after December 5th is December 10th. Again there is a purchases from Sham. Buy purchases again December 10th. Again buy purchases. Again buy purchases. And the separate due date 200 rupees. Again it is given separate due date on January 1st. Obviously number of days it would be 31 again. So calculate again 200 into 31 by 365 into 200 into 31 by 365 into 6%. Therefore 1.019. 1.019 we can take 1.02. We may take it 1.02. Let us go to the next transaction. After December 10th, 2016, January 1st, paid to Sham. Sham account returned to cash. 2016, January 1st, Sham account returned to cash in the Sham to cash. Amount 600 rupees. And here so no separate due date given for this transaction. Therefore January 1st itself is the due date you have to take. In January 30 days, February 1 31 days. Therefore for 631 days you have to calculate interest. Then it would be 600 into 31 by 365 into rate you may take that 6%. Therefore 3.057, you can take that 3.06. 3.06 you may take it. And look at the last transaction here. January 9th, goods sold to Sham. Sham account returned to sales. January 9th, in the Sham account write that two sales, 20 rupees. Separate due date given February 1st. Obviously February 1st to February 1st number of days 0, and even you calculate the interest would be 0. Okay, amount 20, number of days 0, interest also would be 0. That's all. After recording all the transactions on February 1st, now let us calculate the interest. You can check it, the debit and the credit. So debit total of interest is balance of interest you have to take. The debit total interest is looking more, and look at the debit total. I would like to go for like this 4.5 4.04 plus 5 plus 3.36 plus 3.06. So it is 15.46. Take the total both the sides. 15.46, 15.46, 15.46 minus 1.82 minus 5.1 minus 2.55 minus 1.02. Then if you debit total of interest is more, write both the sides. Out of the debit total interest, credit total interest, if you minus the resulting amount 4.97. 4.97. This is what we can say the balance of interest 2016 February 1st by balance of interest. Okay, obviously when the debit interest is looking more and the sham is a debtor for us to that extent, okay, and that is our income. Okay, you can make the sham as a debtor and sham account debtor to interest account. Okay, so in the sham account you write that interest on February 1st. Write there to interest. To interest, write that amount in the amount column as 4.97. Okay, so debit interest and credit interest, if you check that debit interest is looking more than credit interest, you may write that by balance carry down or to balance brought down. Okay, even otherwise I can say when the debit interest is more and the receivable amount is more, I want to make the sham as a debtor. For that sham account debtor to interest account, in the sham write there to interest on February 1st 4.97. Then after that you can balance the amount simply amount column and go to the total of the amount column, and if you total of this total go for this 1484.97, write the same side 1484.97. then you may check it also 200 plus 330 plus again 330 plus 600 plus 20 plus 4.97. The total will be 1484.97. Write the same opposite side also. So not here, you can write here. Okay. Right there 14. So 1484.97. Out of that, this is all the amount I have to collect from Sham. He is a debtor for us. Okay, so whenever I write here, all this is he is a debtor for us. This is a personal account, nothing but simply. Okay, whatever I write here, for that I am making him debtor. Whatever I am writing there, I am making him as a creditor. So whenever debit side is more, he is like a debtor. Credit more, he is like a creditor. Debtor means I have to collect. Creditor means I have to pay. So as far as interest is concerned, debit is more, he is a debtor. Okay, so for that entry, net of the balance interest entry, that is the net amount of interest I have to receive. That is my income, and I want to make the sham debtor, sham to interest. Therefore, in the sham account interest, I used to write in the amount column. This amount I have to collect, no doubt. Net of interest also I have to collect. So I have to make the sham as a debtor, and interest is my income. After writing this, I have to balance. Okay. Again, the sham debit total is looking more. Along with interest, I have to collect this amount and I have to pay this amount. So net of the amount I have to collect from him. Check it as a February 1st. Like a by balance carry down, to balance brought down. So he is a debtor. At the end, we have to collect that amount. So at the end, 1484.97, 1484.97 minus 90 minus 500 minus 500 minus 200. So therefore 194.97 as a net amount I have to collect from him. So along with interest, he is a debtor in our books. The sham is in the books of Nath Brothers. 194.97. Right there. To balance brought down February 2nd. two balance brought down 194.97. This is what we can say interest tables method. Interest tables method means tables should be provided. So for a particular rate of interest for every amount and how much interest you have to work out. If interest tables are not available and you have seen that how much risk you have taken, for every amount you have to calculate interest separately. This is all for all these amounts and interest. I want to make Shyam as a debtor. For these amounts and the interest, and the Shyam is my creditor. At the end of the net, check the interest. So here debit interest is more and the receivable from Shyam is more. At the end I have to write Shyam to interest. Interest is my income. Net of the balance, I want to make Shyam as a debtor. After writing this, just to simply balance the amount column, that's all. So this is what interest table method. The same if you work out a products method. By the products method also you will get the same interest and same balance, everything is same. But the thing is, if you go for a products method, we need to calculate interest only once. Need not to calculate this many number of times. Let us see how to calculate interest in the products method, and we can discuss that tomorrow. Okay, bye.